Hey, up next on the Army Rock Show, no stranger to the MARR Army Rock Show, we've got Brian, the drummer from Others May Fall here. They've got a new CD out. They've got a new member in the band, a lot to talk about. So, Brian, welcome to the show.
Hey, man, how's it going?
It's going awesome, and I've had a chance to listen to some of the new tunes, and they're sounding great. So why don't you, first of all, just kind of tell everybody about the new CD if they don't know yet. Tell them the title and where this thing was made, who produced it, all the particulars about it.
So we put a new disc out finally after 6 years. It's called Believe in Happy Endings. We recorded with Eric Taft at Buzz Lounge Studios, who is probably the most underrated and unknown gem as far as a producer and engineer goes in the greater Baltimore, D.C. region. That guy's phenomenal. And in fact, he's the first person that we trusted enough to actually allow to co-write a little bit with us. So when you grab the disc, you see on the back, there's some writing credit to E. Taft. So he helped us out a lot. He's great, and it was nice to work with somebody fresh and new. You know, the guy we worked with before, he did a really good job, but, you know, it was really nice to just be able to go in and capture our songs and make them feel the way that we have always wanted for them to feel on tape. So yeah, I mean, it's a really good, it's the best, anyone's ever captured us.
So compare it a little bit to the previous releases we've heard, and what are folks going to see? How is it going to compare to it? What might be any differences we're going to hear between the older stuff and the new stuff?
So ultimately, it's 12 tracks, 12 Others May Fall songs. You know, I mean, I'd hate to say we're formulaic, but we sort of play high energy pop rock, and it falls into that category again. I think some of these songs have a little bit more of a punkier feeling to them, which is funny because a lot of people accuse us of being pop punk. And in fact, when we play with hard rock bands, they are always curious why there's a pop punk band on the show. And when we play with pop punk bands, they're always curious why there's a hard rock band on the show. We're kind of a tweener, you know? And, it's more goodness. I think the big difference is that these songs actually have a little more meaning. You know, we wrote some songs that actually mean something to us. That in the past, we've written a bunch of songs about girls and partying and being drunk, and so this is aimed more. I mean, I think that's one of the things that happens when you get a little older is you start to actually be more comfortable with laying your feelings on the line in a song, and that's the biggest difference. You know, every song on this track, every track on this album, has a meaning. Meaning more than, man, it's nice to be drunk, you know?
Yeah, I understand, man. And so it's very funny listening to you talk about the difference between the pop punk and the heavier band, because my partner, Ms. Marr, and I were having a very discussion about your band the other day, and it dovetailed because of the new band member you have, Billy England, who you brought in from Split Vines, who kind of was a pop punk band. So talk about bringing Billy on and why that decision was made.
Okay, so the ultimate decision was made because we wrote an album that has two distinct, very complex guitar parts. But as far as the decision to specifically bring Billy in, you know, I'm not sure if you know this, but there was actually a point in the past where we had a 98 Rocks Noise in the Basement booked. Jimmy got very sick, couldn't play the show. We were the headliner, didn't want to cancel, and Billy was so familiar with our material that on 24 hours notice, he came and actually sang that show for us.
Oh, well, no, I did not know that.
Yeah, so we've actually played a show with Billy as our front man before. And, he's just our friend. We, ultimately, at this stage of the game, and I've talked with you before about how I feel about things. Now, I love playing music. We love playing music. I don't know if the ship has sailed on being famous, but it's certainly not the reason why we do it anymore. We play music. We play 15, 20, 25 shows a year because there are people that we love, that come to see us, and we make them happy, they make us happy. So we just go and play music. So Billy was a natural choice because Billy's just our friend. And, Split 5 is certainly not over and done with. Billy's still the primary songwriter for Split 5. But, there's an opportunity here with both bands playing a light schedule. It allows Billy to play a heavy schedule, So it's, it's just the right fit. We wouldn't have brought someone in. We would have found a way to play these songs with just the four of us. It's been myself, my brother playing bass, Jimmy singing, and Dan playing guitar, for 9.5 years now. I don't think, unless it were the exact right fit, we would have allowed him in, but he's ultimately our friend, Billy, for the longest time ran Crossroads Tavern in Glen Burnie, and it's where we hung out. It's where I hung out. So ultimately I get to play music with another one of my friends who I love very dearly.
Now, I had to chuckle a little bit when you were talking about, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but you were talking about the new tunes having a lot more deep meaning and things like that. And then I watched the video, which is basically like stripper pole epic fails.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the new music video. And I'm not making fun of you in any way.
We put a lyric video out leading up to our CD release show. We put a lyric video out, for this song Coming In Hot, and it's basically just stripper pole fails, So I don't want anyone to think that we stopped having light hearts or free spirits,
that is so you guys too. It just really is.
Right. Well, and we're in the process. We filmed a live DVD at our CD release show last week, and we are in the process of getting ready to shoot another video that is very much on par with the craziness we've released in the past. Just because the songs have a deep meaning, I promise you, does not mean that our videos will not be funny and entertaining as we move forward.
So, you alluded to this a little bit, and I just still kind of got my fingers crossed here. So is there like a hook for you guys getting out on tour? I mean, I get it. We interview bands all the time, and the reality of doing that is tough, to leave the world and go do that. But is it on the cusp of a maybe?
No, it's not even that it's not on the cusp of a maybe. It's, all right. So we love to go play live shows, and we talked about maybe just a few times a year, just booking 7 days in a row. Well, we just go and play shows, But, I don't know that we will go and tour. I'm going to give you the line that you hear from lots of bands. Dan got married 2 years ago. My brother's married. I have a 6-year-old. Well, Jimmy's never going to get married. He's a consummate party boy. But if the right opportunity presented itself, I hate. Everyone sees me as Fun Brian, but speaking realistically, it would have to be an appropriate business decision for us to cancel life and go on tour. Not now, if that appropriate business case presents itself, then yes, absolutely, we'll go on tour. There's nothing anybody in this band would rather do more than play music as our full-time job. But, for a long time there's a reason why we didn't put music out for 6 years. We got hot before. And, not that we were the hottest band in the country, but we were playing everywhere. We weren't necessarily stringing together 30-day tours, but there was a time when we were playing 20, 21 days out of every 30 days. And, we showcased for labels. And, the response was, wow, this is gonna be deep, and I don't think I've ever actually broadcast this to the world. But when we were showcasing, the response we were getting from A&R people was that we just weren't pretty enough. And, a lot of people come back and they say, oh, well, so-and-so's pretty. Yeah, but we play pop rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it was really disheartening. And there was a long time where we just took spot shows and just did it. For a while it felt like we only got together because we just... So before Others May Fall, Jimmy and Dan and I, from 2004, late 2004, early 2005, through 2007, we played together in a different band. So it almost just felt like for a while there that Dan, Jimmy, and I got together in the practice space on Tuesday and Thursday because we had since 2004. And because, we were friends and there was beer there and we just had a good time. It wasn't until, I guess, we played a few shows last year, and we actually promoted them really hard. And we just had these remarkable turnouts of people who really loved us. And then they're like, people started asking, hey, when are you going to record Molly or Candy Lips? A few of the songs that we had played live. So, we were like, man, I guess we should do it, and then so we buckled down and we became a band again, and by became a band again, I mean, we started trying. And then lo and behold, we're in the practice space and songs are actually pouring out of us. We had probably 35 songs to choose from to put on this album that we wrote in the course of a year or so, and all of which I think we could have made an argument for. And the track selection on the album really comes down to the fact that we wanted to put an album out that had 12 songs on it that had 12 different feelings. So the album, a lot of people will listen to it and maybe they'll feel confused. Maybe the 15-year-old pop punk kid listens to it and doesn't understand why only 4 of the songs hit him. But it's because we just wanted to we wanted to release an album that just covers everything that we do, like a full, all-encompassing album that we could give to. I use the word fans as loosely as possible. I've got like 2,000 of the best friends that you could ever hope for that drag their friends to our shows. So our friends, it feels like us to them, and the response to the album is overwhelmingly positive. People love it, and it just feels like the more we do, the more great responses we get, and the more it determines us that, man, we really should be doing this.
I want to let the world know, man, we're excited to hear the new album all the way through. Where can folks pick it up now before I let you go? Tell them how can they get the album from you guys?
So knock on wood and fingers crossed, go to iTunes on Tuesday of this week.
And that'll be the night we air this show the first time, so it should go out there and look for it now.
Yeah, so here's the deal, right? This is going to sound so embarrassing, but I screwed up with the licensing company. I screwed up, and I messed up a little bit of the paperwork, or I guess the website form. So it was supposed to be live last Tuesday. Hopefully we got everything submitted in time for it to go live this Tuesday. If it doesn't, 1,000%, all of our new material will be on iTunes no later than the following Tuesday. And at that same time, you'll be able to hear us on Spotify, Rhapsody, everywhere. Just get out and listen.
That's awesome, man. So go out there to iTunes, look for Others May Fall. And, Brian, man, it's been a pleasure talking to you. When we started Mid-Atlantic Rock Reviews back like in, 7 years ago, you were like one of the first bands I interviewed, and I picked you guys because I was a big fan of the band then, and I'm a big fan now. So thanks so much for being on the show tonight.
No sweat. Can I plug 2 things?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Ruckus Fest at Power Plant on June 11th. Come. It's us and 11 other really awesome pop punk and post-hardcore bands from Baltimore. And another thing to keep your eye out for from us is we went back, we remastered all of our old material. I'm in the process of replaying the drums on all of them, on all the songs. So all of our previous recordings will be released, and you're getting the scoop on this, man. We were going to announce it
awesome.
Tomorrow night on Facebook. So I'll actually hold off until after this airs. Everything we've ever done will be re-released on a new album called High Hopes of Your Mom. So that's a play on our two previous EPs, High Hopes and Hand Grenades, and Ask Your Mom. But so it's all of that stuff. It's every single we've ever put out that's not on this current album. So check that out, and I imagine we're going to have some kind of shindig, some kind of festivity where we release that in August. And I'll keep you posted on that date.
Hey, man, thanks for sharing those things. Go out and like Others May Fall, their Facebook page. Go on iTunes, pick up the new album. And, hey, man, Brian, thanks for being here. It's always a pleasure.
Hey, bro, you know I love you. And if nothing else, it's been a fun ride, right?
Absolutely, man. And I love doing what we do, and I love seeing your band play live, man.
All right, well, I hope to catch up with you soon.